on Google Air as well, Google Hangouts on Air. Just to be upfront with you, I've told a few people about this. I've had really bad network problems today. We had a power cut over the weekend, and it seems to have done something funny to our router. And various things. Oh, there's more people turning up. It's great. So yeah, if I do disappear, please feel free to carry on without me. I will do my very best to come back. Fingers crossed. I've had all my problems already, so it might be okay. So what we normally do with the working group calls is we start off by just going sort of round the room and just saying who everybody is and what their background is and if they've got any exciting news to share with people. So we'll start doing that. I'll start and then we'll go along with this. So I'm Marika Guy. I'm from the Open Education Working Group at Open Knowledge. I also work on projects called Linked Up, which is about getting open data used out there and used by educational institutions. And we're running a series of competitions to do that. We're currently in our third competition and we're just about to release the shortlist. And the project is actually ending at the end of October. So I'll be talking a bit more about that later. But yeah, I'm really excited to see you here. It's great to have some new faces. So we start at Bernard. That's the first on my list.
Yeah, thank you, Marika. I'm Bernard Nguyugati. I'm a PhD student at the University of Leicester. I'm researching in the field of e-learning and learning technology, focusing on massive open online courses and open educational resources for widening participation in Rwandan higher education. So I worked in Rwandan higher education, and I was in a task force and working group for open education in Rwanda.
Brilliant. Okay, I've got Javiera is next on my list. I don't know which, it's the same way for you guys.
I'm Javiera. I'm a learning technologist. I work for the Department of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Public Policy at UCL, and I've just submitted my PhD on a research based on developing frameworks for quality assurance for a repository for open educational resources. Yeah, basically I spent the last 3 years researching OER and working in some little projects around with Ecuador on their linked data project, some things with the open language OER project in Sweden, so like all sorts of OER stuff.
So will your dissertation, your PhD, be available online at some point?
Creative Commons license.
Okay.
That's great.
University
I thought it was only natural that it would. No, yeah, absolutely. It would be great to hear and see it soon.
My PhD was by publications, so every single paper I published for my PhD is available on Creative Commons.
That's great.
And yeah, I had to write more papers to pay for the prize because they were not the highest or top-ranked journals. So I had to write 6 instead of 3. And my PhD, the thesis is on Creative Commons too.
So may I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many papers did you have to publish to be awarded a PhD? And 6. You didn't have to write a thesis at all?
Yeah, 6 papers. Normally it's 3 if you publish by traditional journals, but I negotiated to make it 6, but on open access journals. So it's all open access, and I have to write like 150 pages, introduction, results, and stuff like that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, so that's great news. And do you know what you'll be doing next?
No. Sleeping.
Sleeping, okay, good stuff. Okay, brilliant. Okay, Laura, tell us a bit about you.
Mute myself. I'm Laura Hilliker. I am the training and educational lead at the Mozilla Foundation, and I work on a project called WebMaker, which is designed to help people teach the web. It's basically a giant open educational resource repository where all of the resources are remixable and really focused on helping people sort of dive into the mechanics and citizenship around what it means to make stuff for the web. Yeah, so I'm just popping in. I had some time today, and I look at the email, the open educational email all the time, and I just wanted to see what this call was like.
So, muted there. Good to have you here. Okay, Marco.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Marco Fioretti. I am a freelance consultant and researcher working mostly on open data and other impacts of digital technologies on society. And I also am a freelance writer, mostly writing for free software and Linux magazines. And the reason I'm here today is to present a proposal I made about open data in schools, and so I don't know if I'll present it now or later in the call. You tell me.
If we go for a bit later in the call, that'd be great. We'll carry on through the introductions, do a few not so exciting bits at the beginning, just so that everyone has to stay to the very end. Okay.
Good.
Paul.
Hang on a sec, just unmuting. Hopefully you can hear me now. Yeah, my name's Paul Richardson. I'm based in North Wales, but I work for JISC, the JISC Regional Support Centre in Wales, and I've had quite a long-standing interest in e-learning and OER. My interest in OER sort of stepped up really last summer when I was invited to join a working group which was appointed by the Welsh Government to look at the whole issue of OERs and MOOCs and all of that stuff, and what universities in Wales should do about it, if anything. So I spent quite a chunk of time last year doing what was essentially a very large desk study into the impact of OERs and MOOCs in terms of the business model of universities and colleges in Wales. So, and since then I've sort of tried to keep up with the whole thing, which is challenging, I have to say. There's an awful lot of discussion groups and fora on the web, but I've been, I met Marika actually at the CETIS annual conference this year, earlier this year in Bolton, and I found that very interesting. So I'm hoping to use this opportunity to keep up with a few other people and see what's going on.
Great, and nice to have you here. And yeah, it might come up actually later, because I know that in Wales they have a sort of open education resources policy, or an open education policy, a national one, which is quite interesting. I'd be really keen to hear a little bit more about how that's going actually. And yeah, we've got maybe the slight announcement later that might be related to that. So
okay, I'm happy to talk about that in a bit more detail. Great.
Brilliant. And we have
something of the document. Neighborhoods or city deals with say pollution or whatever really, and then to maybe put online a PDF paper with no copyright or license whatever, so we have to assume it's all rights reserved, and it's not reusable data anyway, even from a technical point of view, that we use scanners with PDF, and so everything is lost. I've been trying for a while now to write to that for this way this of working in school, because I am convinced that it would on one hand, make school less boring. We have real world numbers, real world data, why assign homework, which is exercises on handing out numbers on some textbooks maybe 20 years old. So the question of the proposal on one side, and also to raise interest in people for participation to the government duties, because I see many young people who just don't care about they just say, okay, this is complicated, totally important, totally so complicated because they just want it to be complicated, drastic. I am convinced that if the young people started to get their hands dirty with real numbers, with real data, they will become interested in this, they will increase later on the amount of the data, and they will also understand as maybe say that everything should be as simple as possible, but not simple if they should understand that it cannot make something like a city budget something that can be discussed or evaluated in yes or no way. So my proposal and request is to see what is already being done in this field, and also because I like other projects, other proposals, sorry, and this is very compatible with the skills and possibilities of teachers today. This is not about like suggesting that all schools start programming. It's about doing the same homework day with different data. Well, I'd like to stimulate discussion on this and suggest tips and plans for cooperation with non-specialist schools in this case.
I think you have some amazing ideas there, and yeah, I think people are really keen to sort of do more in this area. It's a shame Raina's not here because she was going to talk about their first open data expedition they were planning with children, but she couldn't make it today. Hopefully we'll get some from her on that in the future. But I was just wondering if you have actually started doing this at all with any of the schools, or whether you have some schools in mind, or this is just an initial idea at this stage.
More, not much, unfortunately, of an initial idea, because I have held a workshop on this at the European Open Data Week June 2013, last year, yes, and I have started to collect practical samples of how this should be done. And I have it is very little because I so far, as I said, I have only done this as a first project when time needed, and so I have started collecting a few examples. I haven't published yet what we have of last year workshop, but because unfortunately it's not complete because we ended the workshop with several participants promising they would add material for things they had mentioned in the workshop, but unfortunately I'm still waiting for them too. I have also spoken with several people, mostly civil servants in several countries, even outside Europe. They have expressed interest in the idea because from their point of view, the advantage of this approach that it requires very planning, and practically zero infrastructure. Not much. For example, in Italy, we have lots of discussion about the digital whiteboard we put in every classroom, and that project has been pretty much a failure because for government level money puts the board in every classroom, but then they have no more money left to pay teachers to study how to use this hardware. And so now we have many classrooms full of this board, which are almost always unused. Whereas something like this really can really start as a volunteer activity from any isolated teacher with that he or she does not ask for permission, because we are not like saying let's alter the syllabus or the content of textbook. It is simply doing the same thing with different nouns. There is no infrastructure, no hardware to buy, no permission, and it can scale up very easily, because we only set up a very simple portal or desktop dissemination activity for teachers, a place where they can share their experiences of this kind. Then nothing would get lost, and everybody could build on everybody else's achievement. Because, and this is the last thing I would say, I have spent a lot of time, of little time, talking with teachers, especially here in Italy, but even abroad. And I have always found that even the teachers who were already committed to using the internet and computer for teaching on a daily basis, they had never heard of open data. They simply, and again, I'm not speaking of the average teacher. I am speaking of the teachers who are at the forefront this year in Italy of using digital technology and the internet in their daily work. They don't know that there is such a thing as open government or open data or open time.
Yeah, I think.
Open time, they just ignore it. We have to find some way to connect.
Yeah, this is you're moving into an ongoing theme within the Open Education Working Group, which is about how do you connect with teachers and people who are actually doing stuff at the coalface, which is just a huge issue. But there's been some really interesting comments down the side, I think, about different initiatives that are going on, and the idea of citizen science, and how this can tie in with things like the national curriculum as well. I suppose I think everything you're saying is really valid, and I am surprised in a way that this hasn't happened already in some senses. And I mentioned the ODI, who in the UK are very much pushing towards people using open data for business benefits, but I'm surprised that they haven't started pushing more towards things happening at a school level. I was also thinking about the School of Data work that we do at Open Knowledge. I don't know if you're aware of that, which is teaching people in data literacy, whether that can be applied, not so, because their target audience is journalists and how you use data, within journalistic articles and stuff, but whether they could start working with teachers to some level to educate teachers about how they then change, how they then teach children. But yeah, it's making that breakthrough, and it filters through to so many areas. So I've had, if you know Josie Fraser, she's done some work trying to getting teachers to use open education resources and understand about licensing, but really practically getting them to use it rather than using something, so for example in the UK, out of the Times Educational Supplement database, but actually properly license stuff and understanding licensing. So there is this gap where teachers are so busy that they can't do this stuff because there's all us talking about it and the teachers are over there. But I think hugely interesting. Does anybody want to add anything at this stage? I mean, how do you think we can take this forward as a movement?
it appears as something technical, whereas my proposal shows to stimulate teachers by saying that this thing is not something extra. The thing they have to do anyway, they are already doing. This is just a way that makes all their activities more interesting and does not require permission or money.
Yeah, I agree, and I think, yeah, I mean, maybe something like that has to come from the top in some ways. I don't know. I mean, what would you see as being the best way to get something changed here, Marco? What do you think is the best way that things would change? How could things change?
I'm not sure. On one hand, saying that something like this has to start from above is an excellent way to justification to grasp for money.
Okay.
So it's very tense.
Okay.
But more seriously, probably there is no it's not mandatory that something like this start on the government, on a national organization or whatever it's called. Because if we have to, what is important to set up a platform, place, website, is to set up a place where teachers and those of our very much well, we can start collecting examples like all accounting high school in or wherever. The chapter section 6 of the syllabus is saying we have to know this. Okay, and then we map that point of the syllabus, saying yes, example lesson 1, not please say. We have to, we could just map systematically all these cases where you can say that this class has to do this required this notion, and there are local open data which are relying, and so you can use them. Any teacher can use this data with just here to make these sessions hopeful. So we don't need much than that. We need to do this in a systematic way. So it is, of course, it's not something that one could do in one's spare time. Okay, but if we make very, very simple, very simple examples like this, then we don't have to wait again for permission or for big money or for supporting any classes. One thing that I always point out is that we don't need nowadays one part of the program is that educators are comfortable with it is 100% true, but the good part of a proposal like this that we don't need the approval or cooperation of all educators. My goal is not to, of course I will be happy when all teachers work like this, but my goal is not to reach with all teachers. My goal is to say, okay, every 1,000 teachers, there are maybe 10 today who are really working. Okay? Just because statistical, let's say there is 10 teachers every 1,000. And finally, I am sure that of those 10 teachers, at least 9 have never heard of open data university. And so this is my goal, to show those 10 teachers that what they were looking for without knowing where to search or how to call it already exists. Because even just 10 teachers more than you.
Yeah. Thank you, Marco. I think that we had some really interesting conversations in the comments as well. And I don't mean to rush you at all, but it just to give other people a chance to have a say as well as other stuff. But yeah, I think this is definitely something that we can. The more we talk about it, the more I think, there's so many opportunities here. So I think we need to all go away and think about how this could work. But I think, we mentioned the idea of lesson plans, we've mentioned the getting teachers in. I can definitely see this as some sort of almost like a project. I think maybe that's one of the only ways. You need these examples. So someone can write a post about it. It can go into some sort of mainstream media outlet, and everybody goes, well, we want some teachers doing that at our school. We want people doing that. We want to be radical. We want to be at the forefront with this stuff. So that's the kind of thing we need. Are there any last thoughts before I ask maybe Javiera to talk about what she wanted to talk about? I think that's a good point. Still got a bit of a way to go, but we're kind of on the right track. Did you want to go on now to talk very quickly about your Creative Commons initiative, or your ideas around Creative Commons? problem. So what's the solution? How successful was your campaign? How many people did you? Okay, but how many people did you get to retweet? How many people did you? Okay. No, of course, and so what you really need is crowdsourcing of translation of the resources, but I suppose the big question is whether that's done externally or whether that's somehow led by Creative Commons, and ideally that would be led by them, but they show no interest in doing that. Okay. So the question is, how can we get them to do that, whether we need to pressurize them to do that, or whether maybe there is another way that you could start some activity that they might want to get involved with. Yeah, Paul? I think the hackathon idea is interesting. I'm just wondering whether you could tie that in with some sort of event. So, for example, OK Festival, whether you could have some, a room where people just go in and translate, and a hacker room, and yeah, I mean, there's lots of really interesting ideas. I realise now it's almost 4 o'clock. I don't want to rush you. I think there's loads of interesting ideas, and you're going to write a blog post for us about this. Yeah, is that right? Okay, I just wanted to give Bernard the chance to speak before we had to wrap up, if that's okay. But thank you very much, Javiera. But Bernard, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So do you want me to speak because we are, about running out of time?
Okay.
We have to speak about the declaration or...
Yeah, I mean, I can carry on for a few minutes if people have to disappear. I'm now recording it myself, so hopefully we should still have the information. But if you go ahead, we should be able to carry on.
Yeah, I read through it, and actually what I found is that it's not very different from previous declarations, like declaration, but I think some points and could be like really that I may have my bias or the problem or mistakes that, but all the review declaration is fine. It's kind of encouraging government to make sure marginalized people and poor people are including education and including the access to information. Also, they develop or they produce opportunity for people to create and apply new skills and take part in decision making and making active and engage civil society, and also create community based solutions, building development challenges, transparency, participation, and empowerment for citizens. Also to ensure that the inequality is reduced and in terms of empowerment and education and choice in education as well. Also access everything, equitable access to information, freedom of expression, and freedom of association and assembly. So and also participation, public participation to allow the ownership in all things or all government initiatives that have taken place. And I can imagine when people don't participate from the beginning, they don't have ownership and doesn't succeed. And I think that this is the problem we used to have when talking about when teachers are not involved. Maybe they are not involved, they are not involved, or they are not participating maybe because they are not involved. So looking at this installation, I think is very relevant in various forms. Initiatives either the open government or open education, and I think we use it as well. The good news I shared with Marika before is that probably knew one another when I wrote the government of Rwanda, and there's some progress going on. The government of Rwanda is willing to have open education, and I think if we really tailor that open education policy and this new declaration, there might be possibility of open education when we don't have open education now. And I probably want to close with one thing that has been I don't remember when, but the question was, is the conventional higher education open? There have been discussion on that, but I would like to say the Universal Council, the Germany and the European Council. Yes, we have said that conventional higher education is open, but the Council such as Rwanda, where education is open, it's 5.5% of the education is not open. So I'd like to close here. Probably I will do my before I think the process of some satisfied.
Yeah, thank you very much, Brendan. I'm sorry you got left with so little time there. It was partly my fault, but yeah, I mean, I think thank you so much for the work you're doing, and it's really amazing the stuff that's happening in Rwanda. I'm really looking forward to hearing more about that. And I think, yeah, it's very interesting. This is what I really do like about this working group, is that we do manage to bring people in from all around the world. So sometimes, we tend to have a very Eurocentric view of open education, or we have a very kind of global South view of open education, and it goes much further beyond that. So I think it's really great that we can have these conversations and see what different perspectives. Is fantastic. Sorry for my mess up with the recording. Hopefully I will get to see you all again soon. Thank you so much for coming along. It's been great. Looking forward to everyone's blog posts. Thank you again for coming. Thank you.